Hello everyone, and welcome to the third annual Ugly Christmas Sweater tutorial. I'm sure by now you know how much I love creating these sweaters, and this year I have two more to show you guys. The first sweater, or vest, will be a tree made out of tinsel. Oh, and lights, don't forget the lights. You know how much I love the lights. Let's get to it. These are easy to make and the materials are readily available at any large box store or your local dollar store. Almost all of my materials came from my local dollar store. To make this wonderful creation, the materials you will need are a sweater or a vest, a tinsel garland, mini tree ornaments, battery-operated mini lights, scissors, and a needle and thread. We're going to create the shape of the tree by laying the tinsel back and forth in a zigzag to give it its basic tree shape. If you're not happy with the shape, you can adjust the zigzags so they are a little wider or narrower. Then you want to position it on your shirt. I wanted my tree to start about an inch down from the middle of the neckline. Then you want to take your pre-knotted needle and thread and start stitching the tinsel down onto your shirt. If you want to make this even faster, you can skip the needle and thread and just use a hot glue gun. I underestimated the size of the knot I was going to need for this shirt, so I just added a few more. Now that I thought I fixed that little problem, I began to stitch again. Once again, the knot popped right through the shirt. To fix this once and for all, I stitched again, and on the back side, I just opened the space at the end with the knot and passed the needle through the loop. This will definitely stop the knot from going through the shirt now. So you want to start from the inside of the shirt and go through to the front. Then you want to go back through the front and capture the tinsel between the stitch. So if your needle came through under the tinsel, you want to reinsert the needle above the tinsel. This will make sure the tinsel doesn't move. I did this twice to ensure the tinsel was tightly secured. On the inside of the shirt, you want to tie a knot. This is done by passing the needle through a small section of shirt material and then passing the needle through the loop that gets created, making a knot. I did this twice to make sure the knot will be secure and not come unraveled. Cut off the extra thread and re-knot the end. You'll do this every time, so after you cut, just re-knot. Then just repeat these steps. Always start from the inside. Push the needle through to the front, then go around the tinsel, back through the shirt, and to the inside again. Do this twice to each stitch. Then on the inside, knot the end 2 times as well. Keep repeating this. I stitched only the ends of the zigzags as I went down. Wrap the tail end of the tinsel back on itself on the last zigzag. Leave the middle space open so it's easier to attach the lights and ornaments. Starting with the mini lights, take the first light that's farthest from the battery pack and guide it through between the shirt and the tree until it comes out the top. Then take the next light and stick it through the tree under the first one and to the left. Keep sticking the lights through the tree until they are as spaced out as you want them. The lights kept popping out, so I started stitching them down. You do this the exact same way as the tinsel. Except for going above and below the tinsel, you will go right and left. I found it was hard stitching through because I would sometimes snag a strip of that garland and the needle just did not want to go through that stuff. So you might have to wiggle it back and forth to avoid those tinsel bits. I tried to get this really close up to show you guys. So once again, starting from the back, go through the shirt to the front, cross over the wire for the light, and back into the shirt to the back. Repeat this again. Then tie off with 2 knots. Ta-da! Easy as that. Then you just want to repeat this with all the lights. Ah, so pretty! And it works! I love the lights! Now it's time to attach all the mini Christmas ornaments. Go ahead and place them where you think they'll look best. I tried to space mine out as evenly as I could. I decided to just use the golden strings that came with the ornaments to tie them to the tree. Thread one of the strings through the ornament, then wrap it around a piece of tinsel. Bring the 2 ends together to tie a knot. The joys of the string being gold colored made it really easy to lose and really hard to find, but the bright side is that it blended in really well. For this, tie a double knot. Then do this with all the other ornaments. I'm also using the beaded string that came with that set and did the zigzag on the tree. Once again, pull out that needle and thread. You'll only need it for the first and last stitch. Promise. This one is really easy because there is a nice skinny string between the beads that will keep this in place. Now you want to find the end of the tinsel where your zigzag ends and thread it through. Loop back over and continue your zigzag to the other end and loop it again. Keep repeating this for all the zigzag ends. For the little end, just tuck that up under the bottom and stitch it to keep it in place. Just wrap the extra amount of wire around the battery pack and tuck that up into the tree. You want to stitch down the wire as close to the pack as possible. Just like before, you want to go around each wire twice, then I zigzag the thread back and forth, securing down the edges of the wire that are looped around the pack. Once you think it's attached in enough places, go ahead and tie a knot. I used this small piece of tinsel for the trunk. Folding it in half, twist it together. Tuck it under the tree and let some of it stick out where you want the trunk to be. One more time, stitch this piece to the sweater. You only need to stitch the bottom and the top. And that's it, you're done! I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this sweater, and I hope you get to make your own this year. If you have any suggestions for next year, leave them in the comments below. Stay tuned for part 2 of the Ugly Christmas Sweater series. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. And sometimes you just sit there, you play with the tinsel. You hear the tinsel? Stay tuned for part 2 of the Ugly Christmas series. Ugh. But it glows so nice.